So many people hear the term real estate, and the first thing they think about is millions and billions of dollars. So it makes the term itself become far fetched. And a lot of people think real estate only belongs to a certain group of people and not to everyone. What I really want to do here is bridge that gap and lessen the disparity between the players who are already in the game of real estate and the people who are outside thinking that it only belongs to a certain group of people and not to them. Follow me. My name is Fidelis. I am a real estate consultant in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. This video is meant to be educational, so please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe so when other videos like this come up, you will be notified. I grew up in a small town, and in that small town, my dad owned a compound. That compound was all fenced up all around it and divided into 4 sections. The first section had the house where we actually grew up in. The second section was an orchard, and part of that orchard my mom used to grow vegetables and some of the things we ate at home, so she converted it into a garden. The third section was for the animals in the compound. So we had goats, we had chicken, we had dogs, we had sheep. And the fourth section was the front of the house where we had the lawn and the area for us to play and run around. By the garden, my parents decided to dig up a well. So they dug that well so deep and they met water. That water was what we used to do several different things. To wash the dogs, we used it to wash the car, we use it to hydrate the animals, and use it for so many different stuff. I say this to bring out my background in real estate, what got me into real estate in the first place. 1 mile away from the actual compound, my dad owned another compound. And in this compound, there were 6 units. There were 6 different families who live in each of the units, and every month he goes there and collect rents. He used to call himself the landlord. Other people called him landlord. And that is part of what got me into what I do now. My dad was a businessman and he owned a storefront. And that storefront he used to sell phones and other electronics. And that's the way he generated his own form of income that he used to support the family. My mom also was in business. She sold cosmetics and she was also in the storefront. And she would leave and go to work, or both my parents would leave and go to work every day and sell what they have to sell at their storefronts. And they actually owned the stores. I watched my dad for years of being called the landlord, and suddenly I developed interest and one day want to be called the landlord myself. I wanted to own properties just like he did. But at the time, I did not know the term real estate existed. That was not even a thing for me. Then, when I started going deep into it, I ran into the term. Now, what I really want to do is bring that term closer to everybody else who is looking at real estate and thinking it's far-fetched and only belong to a certain group of people. I just want to bridge that gap to make you understand that anyone can get into real estate. Now, let's start with the basics. What is real estate, really? Real estate is just land. Real estate is just land and everything that comes with the land. There are 2 categories of things that can come with a piece of land. You have the natural stuff, the natural resources like water, minerals, vegetation, and the soil topography itself. The second category of things that come with a piece of land are human-made structures, and these are improvements that improve the value and the use of a property. Those include buildings and other structures like billboards, golf courses, and parks. All these things improve the piece of land and improve the quality of the land and gives it its usability. When we talk about real estate, we are talking about 4 main types. You have residential, you have commercial, you have industrial, and you have the land itself. Residential real estate consists of structures that are developed for human dwelling. So they are developed for people to stay in, for people to live in. So you have single family homes that are just for one, you might have just 1 unit for 1 family. You might have duplexes or 2 units for 2 families under the same building. You have triplexes, and you might have a 4-unit homes that 4 different families can stay in. Residential real estate also comprises of condos, townhomes, and things designed for human dwelling and for people to stay in. Commercial real estate, on the other hand, is designed to generate income. It is designed for financial purposes specifically. And these are things like office buildings, hotels, uh, retail spaces. And in some cases, you might have residential buildings or residential real estate that is used for income generation purposes, and they are categorized as commercial real estate, like multi-unit apartment buildings. All those things are all part of commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is so vast that it goes to as small as just having a billboard. You might have a very tiny piece of land and have a billboard right next to a high traffic area, and you get paid for having commercial on that billboard. You are a landlord. Consider yourself a landlord. Industrial real estate comprises of factories, warehouses, storage facilities, and research facilities. These are used primarily for production, storage, and distribution of goods. Then you have the fourth category, which is land. Land comprises of undeveloped, developed land, farms, and ranches. Both the natural and man-made structures on a piece of land play a crucial role in determining the property value, the usage, and creates an investment appeal. And there you have it, the basic definition of real estate. I would really like to hear from you. If you know you learned something from this video, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.